What's up, YouTube? I'm Brett from Rants. As always, guys, if y'all enjoy our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave that comment down below. We're on the road to 1,000. We hope you guys can help us get there. Alright, so, looks like DC just cannot catch a break. Of course, you know, there was the whole Ray Fisher scandal where he was talking about how Joss Whedon and a few others, including Geoff Johns, had really done some racist, really bigoted things towards him and just inappropriate actions. And now we're getting that this, and forgive me if I'm mispronouncing this name, Geoff Page, who is, of course, of Bridgerton fame, looks like he was denied the chance of playing in Krypton as Superman's ancestor simply because of his race. Let me go ahead and read y'all this, and then I'll get to what I think of it. It says, in a new report published by The Hollywood Reporter, multiple sources allege that DC Comics chairman Geoff Johns prevented Sci-Fi's Krypton producers from hiring Bridgerton star Jean Page because he is black, but John says this is not the case. The report detailed how Justice League director Joss Whedon was allegedly abusive towards the cast and how those in positions of leadership, including Johns, allegedly enabled this behavior. Whedon has never publicly addressed the allegations, which were first brought forward by Justice League actor Ray Fisher. Says Johns' rep denies the allegations in a statement to E! News, sharing, Geoff never said Superman can't have a black ancestor or be black. There have been diverse versions of Superman throughout the comics for decades, so he does and can be diverse. However, the expectations for Krypton was that it would be a prequel to Man of Steel by the fans. He continued, and the lead was expected to invoke a young Henry Cavill. It says, additionally, Krypton writer Nadria Tucker, who is a black woman, tweeted on February 24th that Johns tried to tell her what is and is not a black thing. She told The Hollywood Reporter, I said, black women, we tend to change our hair frequently. It's not weird. It's a black thing. And he said, no, it's not. Okay. According to The Hollywood Reporter, multiple sources additionally allege that Johns prevented show creators from making one superhero character, Adam Strange, gay or bisexual. Johns' rep told Hollywood Reporter in an email that his comments to Tucker, as well as the casting decisions regarding Krypton and Adam Strange, were part of standard continuity notes. In a separate statement to E! News, Johns' rep described the allegations as categorically false and horrific. The statement said Geoff celebrates and supports LGBTQ characters, including Batwoman, who was first reintroduced as LGBTQ in the 52 comic series in 2006, a series co-written by Geoff and then pitched internally to the studio by Geoff as a character to develop a television show around the first LGBTQ lead DC superhero television series. Alright, so let me just get to the heart of this. I actually think it would have been a really good move if they would have got him. He is a really good, Jean Page is a really good actor. He would have been a really great person for that role. So it's kind of a shame that they didn't get him for that. I kind of see where they're going. I mean, you know, I forget, I forget in Krypton just how many, how far down the line Superman is. But I would say, you could have got away with it. I mean, you could have made him that, put him in Krypton, made him an ancestor of Kal-El, and it would have been fine. I personally think so. I'm a little bit, now that I know that, I'm a little bit disappointed that they didn't get him. I think that show would have been so much better if they would have got him. But now, as far as the allegations are concerned, I'm not really quite sure exactly where the whole uh, African American writer started talking about uh, him talking about her hair and things like that. I thought that was kind of it was a weird thing maybe for him to say, but I'm not quite sure that it relates to what we're talking about here. When it comes to this, I mean, I personally, um, I personally actually kind of fall into the category of believing if DC felt like they could get away with having an African American as an ancestor of Kal-El, I believe that they would have done it. I truly believe they would have done it. I don't know if I also believe the fact of that they turned down having an LGBTQ character as well, because that just doesn't really fit with the narrative that we've seen lately. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it seems like that's the one thing that, they're taking a lot of the characters that, fans have known for years and years, and they're changing their sexuality, or the color of their skin, or whatever. They're doing this a lot in recent comics and in shows. So it's kind of shocking to think that they wouldn't have at least tried it. Now, I don't know about, the whole ancestor part. I can maybe see where there might be a little bit of pushback on that, because we are talking about Superman here. So, for fear that fans might push back on it a little bit, which I don't really think they would, but, you never know. That's a fickle thing when it comes to fans. So, I mean, they very well could have. It could have been, one of the biggest deals at the time if they would have done it. But to me, I'm kind of skeptical a little bit. Like I said, that whole writer, that when he said that to that writer about how black women do stuff with their hair, it's a weird thing for him to say, but I don't know if it necessarily relates to anything that we're talking about here. I don't even know really why they had to put that in the article as well. That really doesn't prove anything of anything, other than maybe he's a weird dude that says weird things. But I mean, overall, I would say now that I know it, I'm a little bit disappointed that they didn't pick that Regé-Jean Page for that role. I think he would have done a fabulous job as it. But I also understand, hey, you know what? If they wanted somebody that looked more like Cavill, or someone that could be an ancestor of him, I can understand why they wanted to go that way. I don't think that's necessarily racist to, or at least not what I would consider racist, to be like, hey, we're not going to, you don't look the part, so we're not going, or the part that we see for this character. I mean, that's kind of like, it's like an author. An author just instinctually sees a character in their brain of what they want that character to look like, and I don't think it's racist if you go and you say, well, in my mind, I see him looking, let's say, just blonde hair, blue eyed. Like, I think that it's not racist to see somebody a specific way and want a character to look that way, especially if you've already got someone like Henry Cavill, already in the works, and you want somebody that would fit the look of him as for his ancestors. So, I mean, I don't particularly really find that racist in any way, or really controversial in any way. Now, you could say that him not wanting an LGBTQ character, on the other hand, that would be deemed as probably pretty significantly homophobic in a lot of different ways. But I mean, we'll just have to see. DC, like I said, DC, all these others, Marvel, all of that, usually they're big on wanting to put these diverse characters into their shows. So I don't know, they might have felt like Superman might have been doing it to Superman might be a step too far. But then we've also heard recently that hey, they might be replacing Henry Cavill with a black actor to take over his role. So I mean, I don't really know. I mean, maybe it's a stretch to believe that they would want an African American in that role for that time period as an ancestor. But as far as the LGBTQ component of this story, I definitely find that odd to think that they would not jump at the chance of maybe making one character that is a part of that show, a part of the LGBTQ community. So I don't know. It doesn't feel right simply because of what we've seen in recent shows. When it comes to even DC and when it comes to Marvel or whatever, I know they're two separate entities, but it seems like they're kind of both going down the same route in that regard. They're wanting to be more updated, more 21st century, so they necessarily don't stick to how these characters used to look. They're pushing the boundaries on some things. So overall, I would just say I don't know if I believe this news, but you know what? I was a little bit skeptical about the Ray Fisher allegations about Joss Whedon. I was a little bit skeptical about those when those first come out, but the more that we've learned about Joss Whedon and what he's done in previous shows, he really definitely looks like the villain, and someone should have called him out on it, which I guess people have, and no one's listened. It's a shame that it's gone so long. That this predator basically had been going and doing this for so long to people, or just horrible human being. I guess you could say, maybe not predator is the right word, but I mean, I guess to a certain extent, it could go both ways. But overall, I mean, I would say, as far as this, like I said, I've changed my mind on some of the Ray Fisher thing. I get it. I think was really telling the truth in a lot of this stuff. Maybe I think he took it a little step too far by going after these other people and not just going after Whedon. But you know what? It is what it is. But as far as DC is concerned, they are having a really bad time, a really big crisis when it comes to this whole racial thing with them, a racial LGBTQ whatever problem that they're having, but it doesn't look good. It looks really bad for them. I don't know how they're going to be able to rebound from some of this stuff. They're really getting, people that are a part of these communities are getting a really bad feel for what DC is making out of all this, by not, basically outing and firing Whedon simply because of his actions, and this Geoff Johns, as well. I mean, you know what? These people, they still seem to get hired. They still seem to get hired, even though I will say, the allegations against this Geoff Johns is still out there, but still isn't confirmed. It's more of going to always be a he said, she said kind of thing. But I mean, we'll just have to see. Overall, I will say this though: I am a little bit disappointed now that I know that Regé Jean Page was up for that role and didn't get it. And if it was because of his race, that's really kind of sad because I don't really think it would have mattered in that show. I think fans would have accepted that. And I think him being a great actor as he is, I think he would have been perfect for that role. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Y'all take